This is Chris with Destination Art, and today I'm doing something a little bit different. I am going to do a color comparison between the CMYK paint system and the BRY system. So the cyan, magenta, and yellow, and black, and then the blue, red, and yellow, which is our traditional color scheme. So I'm doing this basically for my own reference. So here I have two circles drawn out very poorly. I tried to do it well and it didn't work. So anyway, I have two color wheels planned, and I would like to compare the colors when I build a palette with each of these. So my goal is, I know there's 12 colors here, my goal is to mix 6 colors on this palette side and 6 colors on this palette side, and then create the tertiary colors. So I'll have the primary and the secondary colors here, and the tertiary colors I'm gonna mix on the paper. So I do have other palettes. So this is my CMYK palette from before. It's just a CMY palette. So there's just cyan, magenta, and yellow in this one. And there's cat hair everywhere. I always paint with cat hair. And here's my other palette, which these are all the colors that I have purchased previously. These are my Daler Rowney set, I think. And some of these colors I did mix. So I did mix the lime green and my sap green because I don't have one. I also mixed my purples because I also ran out of those. So this is the set I usually use with, of course, cat hair. Can you see the cat hair on there? I don't know if you can see it. It's right there. There's cat hair everywhere. Anyway, so this is my traditional palette that I usually use. This was the bright palette that I created. And now I would just like to see the comparison between the two sets. So I did go and buy some Grumbacher Academy watercolors. They were fairly inexpensive at Hobby Lobby. So I got the CMYK. And then I also, for comparison, got an ultramarine blue, alizarin crimson, and cadmium yellow deep hue. So, like I said, I would like to eventually create all these separate colors with my brighter colors. Anyway, it's an experiment, and let's just get started. So what I have for this, of course, I have some water and I have some brushes, but I also have toothpicks because I'm going to be mixing some paints to get colors. So let's get started. That's my phthalo blue. So my plan was to put it in those 6, but I screwed up. Whoops. And this made a mess. So it's a pretty dark orange, I think. Let's see here. I want to swatch it on the back of, I don't like this one. Okay, we'll swatch it. See if I need to add some more yellow. I think I need to add just a touch more yellow. Okay. That was more like a red orange than a true orange. That's pretty good. lot more magenta in there. Blue is very strong. This phthalo blue is very strong. I think it's pretty good purple. Might be a touch on the red side, but I think it's okay. And that's a pretty vibrant green. I'm liking it. All right, so here's my orange, my purple, and my green. So I have those colors that I've mixed, and now I'm gonna swatch them. Now this isn't as cyan as I thought it was going to be. They said turquoise is kind of similar to cyan. I mean, it's phthalo blue, so it's pretty green. We'll see. I couldn't actually find a cyan color, and when I searched on the web, I couldn't find the color name. Violet, and now here's a red, which is actually our magenta. Oh, I think I got some purple in there. Try this again. There's my first 6 colors. They're pretty vibrant. I'm liking them. Now let's try to mix our tertiary colors. So a little bit of this orange into the yellow to make yellow orange. And a little bit of yellow into the green. Oops. Oh, it's so pretty. And then some of that green into the blue to make a blue-green. That one was kind of dry. All right, blue violet. So I'm going to add blue here to the violet that's already on my palette. Well, it's freaking gorgeous. And do a red violet. And finally, let's do a red orange. I'm making a mess. Alright, so that is our color wheel using the cyan, magenta, and yellow. So now, oh my gosh, I did it again. So now let's try it with the red, green, and blue. Same process. First we're gonna mix is the orange. See if I got the proportions right. I'm thinking I need more yellow. Definitely need more yellow. It's very red. Oops. I think it's okay. It's not perfect, but it's okay. And then let's try the purple. This is where you can get into some trouble if you don't have good enough tones. You can get a very dull purple. And my very first YouTube friend, Violet Connie Art, who you should go check out her channel, says it all in the name. Anyway, you got to get a good purple, right? All right, let's test that out. Looks like black so far. Let's hold on to that. And ooh, look at that. It's pretty, but it's too red. I got a little heavy-handed with the red. Now let's hope I didn't get too heavy-handed with the blue. It's so dark I can't even tell what color it is. All right, let's try this one now. Oh, much better. Oh, I actually like it. Very nice. Okay. And finally our green. Greens are pretty easy to mix. Getting the right shade of green that you want though can maybe be a little challenging. But you can always mix greens so well. And just adding a touch of this or a touch of that changes your green and the color and the... Okay, that's a really muddy looking green. I'm gonna add just a smidgen of blue. I had a lot of yellow. I expected the purple to be muddy, but it seems like I picked colors that got me a muddy green. Huh. All right, let's test this out. Oh, forgetting my process. Well, look at that. So, all right, I'm gonna try an experiment and add just a little bit more of this blue and see what we can come up with. I did not expect the green to be the muddy color from this combo, but look, it is. Anyway, okay, so let's just move on. Now we know. And I will paint my color wheel using the same process here. New color wheel with my new paints. Oops. So I'm gonna try some yellow. And the green might have turned out that way because I picked the deep hue for the yellow. I'm not sure. It might have turned out better if I just used the lemon yellow that I had for the other. I don't know. It's a great green, but it's so, it's like desaturated. It's got a little bit of red in it, I think, because the yellow has, it's sort of a yellow, it's a red-yellow color. That's what you have to be careful with when you're doing color stuff, when you're picking colors. And see this blue, compared to this blue is a little more blue-green. And violet for Miss Violet Connie Art. It's a pretty decent purple. They look pretty similar. And here's red. This is alizarin crimson. Compared to that one's more of a blue red, and this one's more of a yellow red. And there's our orange. All right, so let's make our tertiary colors. And so what I'm doing for that, this is dry, so I'm going to make some room so you can see what I'm doing. So I'm going to take this pile of yellow that I had. I'm going to make a little bit of the green in there. I might want to try this experiment again using the lemon yellow. My choice of yellows might have messed up this whole experiment, but that's okay. Adding blue into the violet puddle that I had made earlier. Oops. Oops. The violets can really get away from you. All right, I think that's good. Red violet. Red orange. And finally, yellow-orange. Okay. So here is my experiment. As you can see, I have got colors that are a little bit desaturated or a little bit duller on this side and might be a little bit more vibrant on this side. A little bit duller here and a little more vibrant here. So, if I truly, well, I think this one's pretty good. I might want to do an experiment where I switch my yellows and see what happens. At least this yellow on this side and this yellow on this side and see. Anyway, but here's the difference between the Cyan, Magenta, and Yellow palette and the Blue, Red, and Yellow, or the ultramarine blue, alizarin crimson, and deep yellow, no, cadmium yellow for this one. So this is the difference. You can pick which one you like. I actually think I'm going to experiment more with this palette and see what I can do, because I really like the brighter colors. This palette is so much fun to work with, this little one, larger one. So anyway, if you have any questions, please let me know, and please like and subscribe, and thank you so much, and have a fabulous day.